All right, guys, so here is the video for the first FRQ. You guys, this one's very basic. It's actually, there's nothing new on this one. So if I want to find g of 0, so here's g of x. G of 0, that just means replace all these x values with 0. Kind of, you could have done that in algebra, right? So g of 0 is going to be 3 times the sine of, if you do 2 times 0, that's 0, and then plus f of 0, okay? Now we know that the sine of 0 is 0, so this is 3 times 0 plus an f of 0 we can get from the table here, so f of 0 equals 5. And that's 0 plus 5, which is 5. Okay, g prime is 0. Now we have to take the derivative of g and plug in 0. So remember, your 3 is just a constant. The derivative of sine of 2x is cosine of 2x, but I have to chain rule this, so I have to multiply it by 2. And then plus the derivative of f of x is f prime of x. So let's clean that up a little bit. This is really 3 times 2 is, so it's 6 cosine of 2x plus f prime of x. Okay, and you guys, again, they want me to plug in x equals 0, so I'm going to replace all these x's with a 0. So it's going to give me 6 cosine of 2 times 0 is 0 plus f prime of 0. And I know that the cosine of 0 is 1, right? So this is 6 times 1 plus f prime of 0. So this time f prime of 0 is 3. So that's going to be 6 plus 3, which is 9. All right, next one. Okay, so on this one, let me do a different color so it kind of, maybe orange, I don't know. Okay, h prime of 3, so I need to find the derivative of h, and h is e to the f of x. So the derivative, so of e to something is e to that something, but then I have to chain rule it, so it's times the derivative of that something. And then it says to replace the x with 3, so that's going to be e to the f of 3 times f prime of 3. Okay, and f of 3, so f of 3 is 0, so this is going to be e to the 0 times f prime of 3 is 2. Remember, anything to the 0 power is 1, so 1 times 2 is 2. And then h double prime of 3, so now I need to take the second derivative. So you guys, here was the first derivative, so I'm going to have to product rule that. So the derivative of the first is e to the f of x times f prime of x times the second, which is f prime of x, plus the first, which is e to the f of x, times the derivative of the second. The derivative of f prime of x is just the second derivative. Okay, and then if I replace all these guys again with a 3, so I'm replacing all of these with a 3, I'm going to get e to the f of 3 times f prime of 3 times f prime of 3 plus e to the f of 3 times f double prime of 3. Okay, again from the table we know that f of 3 was 0, so this is e to the 0. F prime of 3 was 2, so times 2 times 2. Again, e to the f of 3, that's 0. And f double prime of 3, first one popping up here is a 4. And this is a plus sign, not a times sign, sorry. So again, this is 1, 2 times 2 is 4, plus this is 1, 4, so that's going to be 8. And then the last one, write an equation for the line tangent at the graph to the graph of g at x equals 0. So I need a point and I need a slope. Now you guys look, I found a lot of stuff in parts A, B, C, and D, which probably means I can use some of this. My point is x equals 0. Remember, this is graph of g. There's a lot of graphs here, so I need to find g of 0. I already found that. G of 0 was 5, so my point is going to be 5. And my slope is going to be g prime of 0. I found that too. That answer was 9. So putting this together, I have y minus 5 equals 9 times x minus 0. All right, so there's FRQ number 1. Only like 6 more to go.